Dreadlock shampoos are expensive? A major complaint that a lot of people seem to have when it comes to dreadlocks is the price that you have to pay for dreadlock appropriate soaps and shampoos. Now, I don't think I can overstate how important it is to have a dreadlock appropriate soap and shampoo, or at least something that works well for you. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's something that says dreadlocks on it, but finding something that works well for you can make a world of difference. If you pick up something that doesn't work well for you, you can end up in a miserable state with scalp irritations, dandruff, and residue building up, slowing down your dreadlock progress. Whereas if you get something that does work well for you, you can end up in like the polar opposite position. You can be comfortable with your dreadlocks, they can feel clean, fresh, residue free, and progressing at a healthy rate. Now, where the dreadlock shampoos are expensive is debatable. It depends on how much you were spending for your regular shampoo before you started the dreadlocks and what you consider to be expensive, but with dreadlock shampoos there are often some added extra costs that you have to stump up, such as shipping costs and potentially customs charges. So I don't think it's much of a stretch to say that on average you're going to pay more for a dreadlock shampoo than you would for your regular off-the-shelf regular hair shampoo. Now, whether this is a problem depends on which way you look at it. Now, I think a lot of people seem to pick up a bottle of regular shampoo and a bottle of dreadlock shampoo, see the regular shampoo for $5, dreadlock shampoo for $15, and think, yeah, it's 3 times as much for the same sort of quantity of shampoo. Seems a bit expensive, but I think in practice it's not really fair to compare them in this way. Just from a usage point of view, I use dreadlock shampoo 2 to 3 times a week. I wash my hair 2 to 3 times a week, and I use at the most a teaspoon of shampoo. I'm not surprised if I get 10, 11, 12 months worth of usage out of a single bottle of shampoo. Now, I can't say that I would get the same amount of mileage out of a regular hair shampoo, and I can't say that the people that I live with manage to get 12 months out of their shampoo. So you may find that you're paying 2 to 3 times as much for the bottle of shampoo if it's dreadlock specific, but it's not surprising to get 2 to 3 times as much usage out of a single bottle. You also have to take some other things into account, in that when you have dreadlocks, you're not also buying a bottle of conditioner at the same time. You don't have to buy things like hairsprays, and you don't have to pay for haircuts. So I think paying a little bit extra for the shampoo still more than cancels itself out when you look at how much you're spending over the long term. Once you get past the upfront costs that you have to pay at the start, I think it more than balances out. And if you found something that works for you, I think the experience that you have sort of justifies it easily. Something else that I think is worth mentioning is that the process of making a dreadlock shampoo is usually quite different to the process of making a regular hair shampoo. If you just go to the supermarket and pick up something off the shelf, you can be picking up something that's been made by a multinational country in a warehouse-like giant complex. The company can afford to buy ingredients in insane quantities, produced in giant machines, distributed using a fleet of vehicles to a chain of stores. Now, they can afford to make things on a scale that would make your eyes water, and so they can bring down costs, and that's how you can afford to go to the supermarket and buy a bottle of regular hair shampoo for a very low cost. Dreadlock shampoos, however, are not made in the same way. They are made by small companies, often by just 1 or 2 people. They have to buy their ingredients personally. They don't have the huge buying power of a company. The ingredients are often a lot higher quality than you'll find in a regular off-the-shelf shampoo. Dreadheads are often a lot more demanding than your average consumer. You pick up a dreadlock shampoo these days and the ingredients will be things such as organic, natural, vegan, fair trade. You pick up a regular off-the-shelf shampoo and it will read more like a chemistry textbook. You know, it depends on what you're looking for. If you want things such as vegan, organic, natural products, then you're gonna have to pay extra for it, and a lot of dreadheads are looking for those sort of ingredients, and so, you know, it's a premium product. These ingredients are then put together, often by hand. They don't have huge factories, they don't have distribution networks, and they're sold, you know, just from one location. So I think the prices that you pay, I mean, it's not like someone is making huge profits off you. It's a different model, and I don't think you can really fairly compare price for price between regular and dreadlock products. And considering, as I said, the mileage you get out of it, the experience you get out of it, and the work that's gone into it, I think the prices are justifiable. And so I don't really buy myself too much into the sort of complaint that dreadlock shampoos are expensive. I think you get what you pay for, and if you're looking for something specific like a dreadlock shampoo, then you might have to pay that little bit extra, but you know, pays for itself when you see how much you can get out of a bottle if you use it responsibly. So that was my response to the argument that dreadlock shampoos are expensive. Now, of course, you don't have to use a dreadlock specific shampoo. You don't have to use a product that says dreadlocks on it. And even if you do use a product that says dreadlocks on it, it won't necessarily work perfectly for you. Different people have different needs and requirements and are in different situations. There's always going to be some trial and error, but in my experience, it's a lot easier to find a dreadlock specific shampoo that works for dreadlocks than a non-dreadlock specific shampoo that works for dreadlocks. If you find something that works for you, whether it's dreadlock specific or not, you need to just go with it. Everyone's individual, but I think you have a higher likelihood of finding a decent product when it's at least designed with dreadlocks in mind. If you have a different take on it, if you have an opinion, if you would like to share your thoughts, feel free to leave me a comment below. If you like this video, found it helpful, useful, informative, you can click the like button or the share button or any of the buttons below. They're all interesting and brightly colored. And if you'd like to see more videos from myself in the future, you can of course subscribe, and all my stuff is available on lazydreads.com. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you again next time. Farewell.